Loki is far too cunning, far too intelligent to be dead. Hey there everyone, my name is Jona and I upload pop culture and geeky based content twice a week. You can expect things like Disney, Broadway musical theater, Marvel, Star Wars, and so much more, so if that sounds good to you, definitely be sure to stick around. Hit that subscribe button and hit the little bell so that you can be notified whenever I upload. I am so late on this. I'm late for a very important date. No time to say hello, goodbye, I'm late. No, but seriously, I am so late on this. I am talking about Infinity War in September, almost the end of September. It came out in April. So, in my defense, I saw it in August for the first time. So, I'm not as late as I seem to be. But even so, I'm late, I'm too late. Much like our heroes were in Infinity War. I asked you guys to ask me some questions to help guide this video because there are so many things to talk about when it comes to Infinity War that we could just be here all day if I didn't have some sort of guide. So I'm just gonna go ahead and answer some of your questions. But I do want to say, if you have any Loki theories, it doesn't matter if they are your own or ones you've heard from friends or ones you've heard from the internet, please leave them in the comments below. I want to read all of the theories about if Loki's alive or not. What is his plan? And I will be reacting to them in a video, so if you want to be featured in a video, definitely leave a Loki theory down in the comments. I will be reading every single one religiously. So I guess a good question to start with is, why didn't I see Infinity War in the theaters? I'm not the biggest fan of going to the theater. I mean, I love the experience, don't get me wrong, but I have a lot of anxiety around it, and it felt like such a big movie, probably because it was such a big movie, and I just thought there would be so many crowds, and it just felt very unsafe to me. And with all of the loud noises that come with Marvel films, I just was not prepared to experience that in the theater, so I decided to wait and be patient for August 14th when it came out on Blu-ray and DVD, and I went to Target on that day, got it on that day, and then I had to wait for Elise to come home because I promised her I'd watch it with her, so I had to wait even longer. It tested my patience. I did hear a ton of things before I saw the movie. Especially with doing my Marvel character map videos, I knew basically everything that happened. Aside from like the lines, the actual script, I knew a lot of the big moments, the big content. But watching it was still super exciting, and I still reacted to everything even though I knew it was gonna happen. Like, I knew Loki was gonna die and I knew how he died, but when I actually saw it with my own eyes, I cried. That sort of thing. Like, you know these big moments are coming, but then when you actually see them and experience them, it's like, oh, I feel like Tony. Too soon. If you could be one character, who would it be, and who is your favorite character? I love your channel. Thank you so much for watching my channel. Okay, I'm gonna start with your first question. If I could be one character, who would I be? I would probably be Gamora because she is fierce, but honestly, Zoe Saldana is the best Gamora there ever could be. She was born to play Gamora. There is no one else that could do it as good as her, so I would never let myself play Gamora. Unless it was in some like amateur play, like if Infinity War turned into a play, I could be Gamora. So many people ask me what my favorite funny moment is, and there are so many good ones, but the first one I thought of, so maybe it is my favorite because it was the first one I thought of, is when Tony Stark turns to Bruce and he's like, dude, you're embarrassing me in front of the wizards. I think that's so funny. But the Guardians have such great lines, as always. I think the first Guardians may have been the first like MCU movie I actually ever saw, so they have a special place in my heart and they're always hilarious. And Spider-Man with his pop culture references, that is me. That is how I live my daily life. There are so many funny moments for being such a jam-packed action, right in your heart movie. The whole thing about Footloose, the whole thing about Kevin Bacon, the whole thing about Squidward, the whole thing about, like, there are so many good moments. I cannot choose. We're moving on. Were you satisfied? I will never be satisfied. No, but honestly, I'm not satisfied at all. I feel like the movie could have been longer. It was already pretty long, but I feel like there was so much happening that I just like needed more of everything, and I needed it to like be resolved because the fact that we have to wait is tearing me apart. Do you blame Star-Lord? A lot of people ask me this. And the more I think about it, the more I think that it's Thor's fault. Because if Thor had hit Thanos with the Stormbreaker in the neck area or the head area, maybe the snap wouldn't have happened. No, but honestly, there are so many people we could blame. We could blame almost everyone for what went wrong. But in everyone's defense, Doctor Strange for sure has a plan. Doctor Strange, I don't know what we would do without him in this case because he knows what's going on, he knows what happens, he knew what had to happen to make good things happen. so I have some comfort in the fact that Doctor Strange knows what's going on. Did I blame Star-Lord? Yes. My immediate reaction when I found out what happened the day after Elise saw it opening weekend was just instant anger. I was so mad at him. I blamed him for Spider-Man's death because Spider-Man is my favorite and I was so mad. But taking a step back, it was a series of unfortunate events. It wasn't just Star-Lord. So Star-Lord and I are back on good terms. If you could bring one character back, who would it be? That is just cruel. Okay, first of all, going into this, I had 3 favorite characters. My top 3, my OG 3, the 3 that I love. I'm holding my lens cap. Why? So my 3 favorites were Spider-Man, Loki, and Gamora. And when I say were, I mean still are. And they killed all of them. So I don't know how to choose one person to bring back. Plus, they killed T'Challa, who's probably my 4th favorite. So there's a mess. There's a mess happening, but I think I would bring back Spider-Man because he is the youngest and he has the most life to live. I guess. It's really hard. I feel bad. So many people ask me about Spider-Man's death and I just cannot talk about it. I just am not ready. I need at least 30 years to be able to process that whole thing. So we're not gonna talk about it. Which of the original Avengers do you think will die in the next movie? I really think Tony Stark is gonna die. And I think they teased us in this one, making us think he was gonna die, and then he didn't. And now it's gonna hurt even more. I also could see Steve Rogers dying. I think those are the 2 that we all thought were gonna die in this one, but then we all know what happened there. A lot of people actually asked me if I cried, and I did. I cried twice, once for Loki and once for Spider-Man, which was expected. I really thought I'd cry for Gamora, but I just felt so in shock and so mad that I couldn't even muster tears because I was just like, ugh. But for Loki and Spider-Man, it just hit me so hard. It hit me like a truck. I sobbed for Spider-Man, like proper sobbed with sound and all. I ugly cried. And I knew they were coming. Like I said, I knew all of the big moments. I knew how everything went down. But when you see it and you hear it and it's happening and the music's there and it's like, was there even music for Spider-Man? I don't know. I don't know. A lot of people ask me about theories about Loki and about the people that vanished, and my mind is a muddled mess. I have no clue what to expect, but I love thinking about theories and watching theories and hearing theories. I'm pretty sure most of the vanished people will come back. Tying back to another question I got asked about whose death shocked me the most. The death that shocked me the most was Black Panther. I thought if anybody was safe, it was him and maybe Spider-Man. So those 2, I'm pretty sure are gonna come back. I'm pretty sure most of them will come back. Actually, I'm pretty sure all of them will come back and then die in other ways. Like, I'm pretty sure Bucky's gonna die some other way and like Falcon's gonna die some other way. But Black Panther and Spider-Man and most of the Guardians I think will be back except for probably Drax. So those are my thoughts on Infinity War. Incredibly late. Like I said, let me know any theories about Loki you have in the comments because I am so into these Loki theories right now. I want to deep dive. I want to know every possible theory out there. I refuse to believe that Loki is dead. I refuse. And I know Thanos said no resurrections this time, and I know we saw him dead, but like it's not real. I refuse. Even if they confirm that Loki is dead 100 times, even if there is tons of proof, it will not be real to me. And Loki has his own TV series now, just so we all know. I believe it's with Scarlet Witch, or they each have their own theory. I feel like maybe I read that wrong. But the fact that Tom Hiddleston will be back in our lives as Loki brings me so much joy. But in the MCU, he is not dead until he's proven dead, and even then he is not dead. Do you hear that, Russo brothers? Loki is not dead. Revise the script.